Ian from Zildjian Tama UK, Jack from
the Hara.
Thought it'd be fun today to do something a little bit different than we normally do and do the interview while we're kind of setting up. We're down in Brighton at the Green Door store. We've got a show tonight, and yeah, so here we go. So let's commence with the interview.
Setting up the big kit.
Jack, tell me. So you've been playing Tama for, actually we had the anniversary just the other day, right?
Yeah, 4 years, literally like a week ago.
And we started off with the Caramel Aurora Performer kit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we've upgraded to this absolutely spectacular Star Classic Maple.
FBK.
FBK, mate. FBK, give me some. Oh yeah.
Hell
FBK.
Yeah. It was my, I already knew when I signed, I knew the one that I wanted, I knew the colour I wanted, I knew everything about the setup and all that sort of stuff. And
do you know what I seem to remember actually, when we first started talking, that you mentioned that before we'd even brought it out.
Yeah, the flat black one, yeah.
Knows what he likes, he likes what he knows.
Exactly. So. I know what I'm doing with this sort of stuff. But yeah, so at the minute I'm playing, for this tour, I've got the G Maple snare.
LGM 13.7.
I'll show you. It's the Mappa Burl one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
This bad boy.
Double cased
up, keeping it safe.
A man who knows.
And then this finish.
Oh wow! Oh, that's the 10 ply, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 10 ply.
Wow.
Got the. See if we can show this finish. Yeah, sick. There you go.
Yeah,
so,
it's quality snare.
Playing that at the minute. I've got the 8, 10, and then I run 16 and 14 with my floor toms. So the reason I switch my floor toms round as well, so I have the bigger one first, is because I play floor tom beats a lot.
So you're running 10, 12, 16, 14?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 8, 10. Sorry.
8, oh yeah, 8, 10.
16.
Because you've got the 12 as well, right?
Got the 12, yeah. I've got the 12 with me. Just at the minute, I've got the, do you know, Craig's projection ride.
Yeah.
Got that on my right ear. So I run 2 low, and then the big boy there. And it's just, because I play obviously a lot of double pedal stuff, a lot of the lower stuff, but I like having the big 16-inch floor tom immediately at hand. So when I'm playing the beats and that sort of thing, it's
and then there's a little bit on this new album. There's a little bit more. I remember listening to the first track and thinking, well, that's a little bit more double bass than we normally hear from Jack.
Yeah. So Trophy was our kind of step into it. We released Trophy at the end of 2024, was it?
Yep.
Released Trophy then, and it went mental. We'd kind of taken a year. We'd taken a year off. Touring as such. I say we've taken a year off. We did tour with Ice 9 Kills during that year, which was unreal, but we played them 2 shows with Ice 9 Kills, but we was writing for the whole year, and then we came out with our song Trophy, which is the start of that album, and
then so the previous album was done with the Performer, right?
Yes, with the Caramel,
So how would you describe the difference from the Maple Birch to the just Maple?
It was I was a lot more comfortable as well, and I like the tonality change between having, because I even recorded in this setup as well. So I recorded with the 8, 10, and then moving to the 16. So having that was huge. Having that as a big difference playing was massive. And switching through all the snares, I had a few different snares that I was going through at that point when we was recording. Obviously, Pete, our tech, was changing through even different skins, going through different skins, going through. We even played stuff where I'd have no cymbals on and I'd just play with the drums and having all that and different tones, and everything really. And that was just massive to be able to have that ability to change it up and use all that. But like you say, I'd gone into the world of double pedal, should we say. With this, we always knew we wanted to be more metal and be in the metal scene a lot more. So doing that was kind of a no-brainer for us, and it meant that I had to get right with what I was playing, and I had to learn it properly. And I think I've said to the lads like so many times, like I felt at my best when I went into the studio playing, because I'd spent months and months prepping how I was playing stuff, my technique with everything, so that when it came round to recording songs like Trophy and like Easier to Die or Enemy, where they've got more complicated like foot patterns, I was on it with it. It was a good process. Have you got the drum key, Steve? Yeah, it was a good process to record it.
And did you find that before you did the new record, did you have to? I mean, obviously you played quite a bit of double kick anyway. Yeah. But did you find yourself you had to condition yourself maybe a little, or get your conditioning back? Big time, yeah. I think the thing I found most difficult was making sure that the spacing and my actual timing on both feet, and also like the articulation with everything was the same. And the accuracy especially with recording it as well. Like you can't be recording stuff that's that technical and not be able to play it, or I wouldn't want that anyway. I hate when it's all like programmed and all like fixed up and stuff like that, and I just wanted it to be authentic. So yeah, and sound on the record is and then in real life it's it's but it's a difficult thing, man, to go from. I grew up playing gospel stuff and a lot of like hip hop and pop and that sort of style music. So going into the metal scene when I was later on, rather than kind of growing up into it, was mad. Really, it was a big jump. So I'd gone from playing all these kind of like gospel stuff, and I love like Aaron Spears, and I grew up listening to Aaron Spears and all them sort of drummers. So I still have that in my style as well. So when I'm playing, I still do chops that are very much like gospel chop kind of vibe. But now it's just more metal. And I see you've got the Evans Onyx heads on. Yes. So these they're quite dry, aren't they? Yeah, they are dry. So how does that affect this? Obviously, because maple is quite a. I guess it dulls it down a little bit, so you don't have to use too much dampening and stuff. Yeah, right? I like the Onyx. I like having that kind of style, similar to what I was saying about what I grew up on. I grew up listening to these gospel stuff, which was very much like dead, choppy sounds, and that's come into my playing. That's always been a part of like my playing. I remember my Caramel kit. I don't know if you remember this last time. I had the O-rings on the bottom head. Yeah, I do. So I used to find ways of stopping. Yeah, because you had you cut a hole in the bottoms, right? Yeah. Used to do that. I don't do that. I've not done that on this one. Don't need to. But yeah, that's what I just used to do to kind of manage resonance and that sort of thing. And then now it's just become a sound that I want to kind of have with that, not deadness, but I like the attack and not too much resonance. I have the ebony resonance as well on the bottom. Yep. But it is due a skin change. And then just quickly coming back to the double kick thing, I noticed that you're using a Dynasync. Yes. Now, what? Because you were using the Speed Cobra. I had Speed Cobra. Right. So has that helped with the accuracy of the double kick? Yeah, and it also made me so aware when I was playing wrong. Oh, really? Well. Really? Yeah. Because it is so direct drive. Obviously, as soon as you press it, you're going to get the response. Yeah.
I could tell where I was going wrong. I could tell where things weren't even or the strokes weren't right. I wasn't playing powerful enough and that sort of stuff. And sometimes when I have a few pairs of them now, some at the studio that we rehearse at and some that I tour with. When we was touring around, just playing them and making sure they was always in the same tension and all that sort of stuff was so easy, because it has all these locking braces and the bottom thing that locks into the groove is great, so it didn't really move at all, so my tension was fine. And I had grip tape as well. I know a couple of the lads do that.
So I did a thing about the whole grip tape thing on the previous, because you've seen the new Blackout edition. Yeah,
they're sick. So yeah, do that sometimes. I've not done one. These are brand spanking new. These
mate,
ones,
you should have black pedals to go with your black kit. What is going on?
Need to get some.
This kid. Right, where do you want these, dude?
What am I up to now? That one goes down here. So I've got all these fast clamps as well. So I use the fast clamps for my attachments as well as the tom mounts.
Yeah, no, it's come out all very like really economically, right?
Yeah.
Or ergonomically, I should say.
Ergonomics. Yeah, just made sure. It was all easy to set up, easy to go. I know where everything goes now. We have the map markers and everything just slots into a place. I have.
Oh, you've got map markers.
Yeah, I've got the tuna fish map markers on.
Oh, cool.
At points, and there. Some of them are for the big setup when I have 3 up top and another snare and all that sort of stuff. So there's some that aren't in line, but majority are universal and go across.
Yeah,
so,
quality. Important thing to. I mean, that in itself is a time saver.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you use those ones or any other markers.
Yeah.
It's just such a time saver, especially when you're doing a busy tour like you guys are.
On our setups time now, on a regular day, like when I'm just going through the motion of setting up and doing my thing, I'll set up my kit in below 10 minutes easily. And the amount of times we go through, and like we were saying before, our sound check, everything is all automated, it's all already in, our ears are already pre-programmed, everything's already pre-programmed, the sound's already done.
It's just today's a bit slower because I'm waffling on.
So just doing all that stuff.
We're here to give you an insight into what the world of Jack Kennedy and the Hara in the setup.
Hell yeah.
Right, what's next?
Next is getting these cymbals on. I want to use these new white tuna fish belts. Getting these boys on to match the aesthetic of the new album. Everything's black and white with it. Hence the front bass drum kit, hence the
that's quality. Kit. I do like that. We'll do a bit of a close-up of this in a minute.
Yeah.
The new kick head looks lush. Who cut the hole?
Pre-cut.
Oh, come on. Yeah, cheater.
Pre-cut. Yeah, I'm not that brave. I changed to having 3 up top before the album. And before our last tour, I played, when we're doing the bigger venues, we're doing, this tour is C cities, they call it, and B cities. So we're not doing like Manchester, London, we're not playing them sort of venues. Them sort of cities, sorry. We're doing we've done like Hull and Preston and like Brighton and different places. So I use my small setup, it's still,
mate,
still pretty big.
An 8-inch in a, what is essentially a metalcore band.
Yeah.
I mean, listen to that, how high pitched that is as well. Holy hell.
Yeah. One thing as well.
Extreme 55 beats. Wow.
Oh. See, so I have this basically like a second bass drum, because I play so many beats which are floor tom heavy and double bass drum heavy.
Still got it, mate.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so on to cymbals. Let's talk about cymbals now.
Yeah, so
I'll
have to do this.
We're going to go through Jack's Zildjian Cymbals setup now, because he's got quite an eclectic array of stuff. And actually, I spot a stack.
This is my,
More to come. Stack.
I love my little stack.
Yeah, right. I'm assuming that. Oh, actually, let me see if I can guess where that goes.
All right, let me put everything in somewhat position.
Well, read them out as you get them.
Okay.
Read them out as you get them.
I'll do it in order.
Yeah.
Of where I'm.
I'm gonna guess that the stack's gonna go here. I mean, it would be a sensible place to put it because it's there.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Half right, because I have had it there. I have had it there in the past, but I also now have a splash.
Okay.
As well as
as well as the stack.
Yeah.
So what have we got on the stacks, Jack?
Stack is the Oriental trash china.
Okay, so is that a 12-inch?
That is the 10 inch. And then a 9-inch trash splash.
Okay.
On top, kind of sat in it. So technically the china's upside down.
Yeah.
With the little
very much keeping
splash.
the Oriental vibe with the section of cymbals there.
Exactly, and it goes here.
And then we're going Oriental
splash
as well.
Yeah. That goes where?
Splash, which is the 11-inch trash splash, and I'm assuming this goes here.
That goes there, yeah. That's the one.
So we've got the 11-inch trash splash, we've got the 9-inch Oriental trash splash, and the 10-inch China trash.
Yeah. So once it's set up, we'll give you it's literally just like basically a second hat.
Like a hand clap?
Yeah. I kind of use it as a second hat on my right hand side. Just again, I play beats on it. I do fills with it incorporated. It's just nice to have. I've tried a couple of different orientations. I've just got the FX stack as well, which is at the studio.
Well, this is timely because we're doing a lot of shouting on social media at the minute about the like effects range and different stacks that people use. So that's a good one to know. So tell me when it's ready, and I'll give it a thwack.
Give it a thwack. Come on.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's a good little.
Just a real choppy kind of accented.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Very nice.
Nice difference.
What are we doing next?
Next is Ride.
Okay. So this is inspired by Craig Reynolds, right?
Craig Reynolds, yeah. So, I met him at the London show, the London Zildjian show for the 400.
The 21-inch projection ride.
Yeah.
With a massive bell on it.
Massive bell. It's my first time using it. It's the first tour that I've used it as well. Making sure that I can actually, like, basically what Craig was saying about crash on it, as well as ride on it, as well as having something where using the belt, and I use the belt a lot during the set.
Yeah, I bet. It's nice. It's a nice one for accents, isn't it? I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's massive,
It's like having the Zildjian Mega Bell on a ride.
On a ride, It's crazy.
Lovely jubbly.
Yeah.
What's up next?
Up next, let's go with. I have my cluster. Let's do cluster. Cluster's here.
So what's that? 20-inch? Yeah,
20-inch cluster crash.
Zildjian cluster crash.
Yeah, that goes here.
They sound unbelievable.
Yeah, I've had cluster when I first went to Zildjian to pick out my stuff. Cluster was in that setup.
Yeah, I remember.
When I first got, and I've had it in my setup since then. It's always been there. It's always been a part of my, like a staple piece of my setup, making sure that it is kind of in there. I just love the sound of it. I love everything about it. I have this. I love the unlathed bell.
Unlathed bell.
Unbelievable. So
it's got a lovely sound about it.
Yeah, it's
great sustain.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's lush.
Like when I first went, I actually remember one of my favourites. This is my point to say, do it again. I had a 22-inch special dry crash that they'd done as a prototype. It was unbelievable.
When you say was,
they didn't. It it was a prototype thing, and they didn't redo it. And it was amazing. And I've always had a dry, something dry.
I see a special dry down there.
I've got a special dry trash crash, that I have out here. I have the hand hammered.
There it is.
That one's cracked, that one though.
20-inch K special dry, that's in this, but not tonight. Not tonight.
No, that one.
Not tonight.
No.
Sorry. What about what about this?
This is my main crash, really. So I have this here.
Sticking with the Oriental vibe, the Oriental Crash of Doom, 20-inch Oriental Crash of Doom. These are just unbelievable. I think these are probably one of my favourite cymbals, you know?
Yeah, that was another one I got on day one when I signed.
It's like a gong, but not a gong.
Yeah, I see it as like that kind of gong cymbal. I play it as a main crash for like a riding crash, if that makes sense. Here. Because it is darker, and I like the darker tones of like the Ks. Obviously, all my cymbals, apart from the Orientals, are Ks. And I've always played Ks since I was a kid. Like my first proper set were Ks. I've always had.
Thank you, Dad.
So, always. I think my first attraction to it was. Because it was my initial, it was just like Kennedy. I was like, they're the one. And then I was like, oh, these actually sound.
This is actually the Zildjian Kennedy.
Just making all that. But Oriental Crash of Doom was always in the setup. I always had sweet hats as well. And have I got my sweets with me? Yeah, I've got the sweet hats with me. I have Sweet Crash goes there.
Sweet Crash, this is the 20-inch Sweet Crash. Again, absolutely beautiful cymbal. A little bit like the Cluster Crash, it doesn't have the lathed bell, but the sound is very, very, very different. It's exactly what it says on the cymbal. It's a Sweet Crash. It sounds sweet.
Yeah, sweet. And also, I have different cymbals for different occasions as well. And like I was saying before, this is kind of our B-Cities tour, where we're playing smaller rooms, it's a bit more intimate and that sort of stuff. So I've changed some of my setup to accommodate that. I'd usually run a hand-hammered China here.
Okay. But today we have this.
We're
running the special dry, the 19-inch special dry effects Crash. Special dry trash crash.
This is again. I pretty much found what I'd wanted when I first went to Zildjian and tried everything out and stuck to a main group. I got the special dry, and I'd already had stuff like that before I was endorsed by Zildjian. I'd already had a lot of the pieces that I'd then gone and knew that I wanted to get more of or get duplicates of. So that was one of them. I'd always had like the effects crashes and that sort of stuff. I've got effects crashes at the studio. Like I said, I've got the hand-hammered China at the studio as well. But the special dry trash crash was always a staple. Crash of Doom was always, and a Cluster Crash was always a staple since starting. And the Sweet, they are actually still they're the exact same pair as the ones I got 4 years ago. They're still the same.
Really?
Ones, yeah.
Wow.
So they're the ones that I sampled.
Testament to how good Zildjian quality is.
Yeah, they're still the ones that I sampled in the studio.
I do dig an unlathed bell on the hi-hat, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like real nerdy talk, isn't it? Do you take that off or leave it on?
I take it off and then I put it on the bottom. I don't know why. I've always done it though.
Little bit of hi-hat muffling there.
Yeah. Could you get my?
Do you know what? You can tell these are the OGs because they've got that little bit of patina on them.
Yeah. They've been cleaned a few times. Yeah, they've been on multiple tours.
Really? Have they actually been cleaned, Jack? Or are you lying through your teeth?
I've actually got a cymbal cleaner in my bag somewhere.
That's still in the packet.
It's still in the packet because I've not done it. but I do. I have cleaned them.
He hasn't. He's lying through his teeth.
Yeah.
And then what are these we got here?
So I'm just going to show you my spare snare.
Oh, okay, cool.
My spare snare.
Let's have a look then. Jackie boy, let's have a look. Let's get it out of the bag.
Yeah, they can show them the finish.
Oh yeah.
This is my
the LST 137.
Yeah.
This I think this is without a doubt my favourite snare that anyone has ever built ever.
Yeah, this is
incredible thing.
Again, I don't get to use it in the smaller venues. It is so sick though, so cracky. I use it for all the festival sets.
13 by 7 steel snare, 42 strand snare wire on it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Again, I have it cranked. So these are pretty much, I've not fully tuned it yet, but these are pretty much similar tuning when it's on.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same.
Like the toms.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Have you seen that video where it's like sound checking? It's just like dong, 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 dong. Even on the cymbals, all the cymbals are like dong. That's my kit, yeah. But I'll show you up close the finish of the FBK.
I'll tell you what, you've done a grand job of not getting the fingerprints on it as well.
I actually, sort of, yeah. I actually cleaned the kit the other day because, like we were saying, I play in my band's a metalcore band and I sweat a lot and I'm often half naked. So, but I have the Evans Onyx on the top and the Resonant Blacks on the bottom, just because it looks sick and sounds sick.
It does. It absolutely does.
So that's
so there you go.
Yeah.
So there's the setup. Yeah. So we're going to put some GoPros on Jack tonight. Got to make sure we get plenty of footage. He's also using the Vic Firth Extreme 55Bs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a weighty, long stick.
Yeah, I like length.
Okay.
But yeah, I've always played with a longer stick.
Jack needs that extra bit of length.
I like the extra bit of length.
Yep.
I played rock sticks before. I played like the 2Bs, that sort of stuff. I thought this was like a sick in between of the rock stick and the 5Bs. So I've always played these. It's sick.
So this is Jack's Zildjian Cymbal setup for this tour. Looks great. I'm assuming it sounds great. We'll check out later. But yeah, enjoy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, mate.